Set it recording.
Okay, nice. Hell yeah. So should we recap what we've just said so it's still on the recording?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we're having a date night
Mhm.
at one of our houses. We live in the same hometown. One of us has cooked dinner, and we've finished our dinner, and now we're just kind of like sat at the table, and we still have our drinks. Whose house are we at?
I like the fact that you were the first person in the space originally, so it makes sense that it's your house that I've come into.
Okay.
Can we also read through the first page of the guide as well?
Yes.
Because that will help me.
Now that I've joined your call, am I now the second person in the space though, or should we just leave it how it
No.
was?
Let's just do what we were gonna do, man.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I'm sorry. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Do you want to read it?
Sure. You are two partners on a date. Each of you have struggled with growing closer and broaching a difficult topic about yourself that you must confess for your relationship to grow. One of you has noticed absolutely terrible things taking place in your hometown under the light of the moon, and you worry that if you don't fix this relationship and plan your next move, you will both be trapped here, waiting to die of loneliness, stagnation, or the cruel touch of something monstrous. The other of you has been warped by the moon, shifting shape into a new and dangerous form under its light. And if you don't talk about it now, you fear that you will lose your partner either by abandonment or by something far more brutal. Okay, so I'm the person who's noticed something terrible taking place, and you're the person
Yeah.
who's been warped by the moon.
Yeah.
It's a full moon tonight. You don't have a lot of time. The player who arrived in the space of play first is shifting. You are taking new and frightening shape under the moon. You are afraid of yourself, of how others will see you, of what this is doing to you, of never returning from it, whatever that means. All those answers are within you, even if you are struggling to find them, even if you never find them. That's you, Leo. The player who arrived in the space of play last is suspicious. Things are changing around you in ways you cannot make sense of. Things feel off balance, and you do not know if you can handle it alone. The darkest parts of the world around you are revealing themselves in glimpses to you, and you want to confide in someone you love so it won't destroy you. The player who arrived in the space after their partner rolls a six-sided dice. The result will determine how you will speak to your partner for the moment. Okay.
Okay. And then during each of those moments, you may both reply to that catalyst by talking it out as close or once close lovers, trying to make sense of your feelings and discover more about where you stand. Then, when the partner who did not roll feels like there is no more that can be said, they may roll the same die, repeating the process. If either player rolls 4 twice in succession, for example, if the shifting partner is warped and then suddenly warped again, that player is compelled to leave, to flee this space before something hurts them or they hurt someone. Whether you want to leave, feel like you must leave, or if you find yourself irrationally being pushed or pulled away, you must, no matter what, leave this space, leaving something raw behind.
Okay. So
I love the tension.
Let's scene paint first. Let's get into
Yes.
it. Okay, so you start because it's gonna be your character's house.
Mm-hmm. So we're currently sat at a table, like a dinner table. It's very small though. The flat that I live in is like cramped. So we're at this dinner table and our knees are touching. Our plates of like we're slightly bumping together the entire meal, but I've turned around to put them on the counter. And now we're just sitting. Maybe we have like a glass of wine each. And yeah, the dinner table is in the kitchen. And the like just to our right, where the kitchen opens up into the living room, is a sofa.
Okay. I think that the weather outside, it's maybe just starting to rain. It's because I guess it's just a little bit of time before full moon.
Mm-hmm.
The window's half open, kind of letting in some air, but it's also a little bit cold in the space as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. Yeah, that's what I'm
sorry.
gonna add. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I think that the light is maybe quite dim. The light bulb in the kitchen is like close to starting to flicker as it runs out. I think the tap is dripping, but the sound is drowned out by the sort of the gentle pattering of the rain that I guess sort of grows and gets heavier as the scene progresses. And I think I'm okay with that level of description.
Yeah, I'm good with that as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
So I roll first, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do I read out what I've got, or do I just go?
Maybe like read it out for the first few, just I think so we can kind of like feel out what's happening, and then when we feel comfortable, we can just go straight into it.
So I rolled a 5, which is you reach for a memory of love and safety between you two, a memory of fracture that brought you two apart, or a memory that neither of you can make any sense of, and try to talk through the feelings of unearthing it now. I remember when we first met at uni, and I had no idea where I was going.
Yeah, you were just standing in the middle of the quad, and you looked so lost. I think, did you have a map?
I did have a map, but it had been printed. They printed out a second version of it, like right after I'd left, and I was asking so many people, and all the welcome staff just had no idea what they were doing, and I got redirected to like 6 different buildings that was not the Faculty of Arts, and it was the worst, and like, and then you showed up.
Yeah, I could tell that you were lost from a mile away.
I give off that vibe, just lostness.
Yeah,
just
you
generally.
do a bit. And I think I was running late for something, but I saw you, and it didn't really matter anymore. I just wanted to make sure that you were okay, because you seemed alone despite having all these people around you. And yeah, it turns out you weren't that far away from where I was heading to, so
Yeah,
it all worked out, huh?
I was wearing my gayest shirt, I think. It was like
I mean, I feel like it's hard to pin down which one your gayest shirt is.
Yeah, it is. But that one's up there. It's plaid, and it's red and it's blue. And I feel like that's the classic, isn't it? Well, it's either gay or it's improv.
Yeah, no, as soon as I saw it, I was like, well, this is a lost lesbian, and I have to do my best to help them, so it's my duty. It all seems far away now, I guess, doesn't it?
Yeah, like because I sort of had that feeling sort of coming back, like when I arrived. So when I arrived in town for the first time, and like, you've got like nothing, like no one knows who you are. You've got no friends.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I like the so as we're talking, your cat wanders into the room and sits like sprawled across both of our laps.
Yeah. Well, you know how to pick your moments, don't you? And I say that to the cat.
And then I keep talking. That feeling that I got when I arrived in town for the first time, like when there's no one there, you don't know anyone, you've got no one cares who you are as well, and then gradually you kind of like accumulate people who know who you are, and like there's people who recognize you, and I've kind of had that feeling coming back almost with the stuff I get this bad vibe about the town at the minute.
Yeah, I am. I guess I know what you mean. Yeah. Things aren't what they used to be, maybe. I don't know. I haven't.
You okay?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I've just had a long day. And then I got caught up thinking about, you know, when we first met, and I'm just distracted today. That's all.
I reach out and I touch your shoulder and pat it shyly, trying to comfort you.
You can feel that it's like tenser than normal. But I relax into your touch ever so slightly when you put your hand on my shoulder. I'm gonna roll again, I think.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, 1. You dodge the notion of having a serious discussion, instead asking about the weather or work, about what you'd like to eat or watch, about something fleeting and meaningless, or about a hidden hint of your fears and suspicions. So I kind of like, I shift almost like I'm shrugging your hand from my shoulder ever so slightly, and I turn my body away from you almost imperceptibly. How was work anyway? How's that been going?
Oh, well, so, okay, well, because I mean, we've only got a couple of kids coming in at the minute. Just the kids of the key workers, obviously. We're on shifts at the minute, so that there's not too many of us in the building at the same time. But they're nice kids. They're just kind of, we've got to sit, because you've got to sit them like several feet apart from each other, and the whole building is like a ghost town. And we've got to look after them because their parents can't. But it's just, it's so weird. It's literally like teaching in an abandoned wasteland. They're coping with it better than I expected, though.
Kids bounce back. They're pretty resilient at this sort of stuff.
Yeah, they don't even realize it's not normal.
Yeah.
Are you?
I mean, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad that you're there for them, that they've got someone like you.
Are you doing all right? Are you doing all right?
Yeah. It's just working from home, like it's thrown me off. I just, what Jeremy's like. He can't give up on the fact that he's technically the line manager, even despite everything that's going on right now. And he's just emailing me every day, and he sends me, I have, every single time he sends me an email, I then get 2 follow-up emails asking if I've checked the email that he sent me, and I never know which email he means anymore because he's just filling my inbox up.
That is a disaster.
I know.
How on earth is he still the line manager? Like,
God knows. I just he's been line manager since I started working there, and he hasn't been promoted or demoted. Like, he's just
stuck.
Literally. But I guess, I don't know.
Is everything okay? Like, it seems like there's something on your mind. Like, I can.
Yeah, it's
I think there's something going on, and I don't like seeing you. I don't like seeing you kind of not like, I like upset.
I think I stand up at this point, and I pace a little anxiously before opening the fridge and grabbing the like bottle of wine that's in there and pouring a little bit more into my glass. I'm just stressed, and I wish we could leave.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. There's something wrong with the people as well. Like, I think that people are getting more scared, and I think that like human scared as well. Like, people are getting more scared, and people are not acting as they should be. Like,
Yeah, fear is it always makes people do strange things, right? But
because I was out on my walk in the morning, and I just felt like I was being watched. Like, every window that I passed, I was like, well, there's someone in every window. And
I mean, it might just be that they're bored, but I just don't. Oh God, I can't go out in the day anymore because there's just something in the air that makes my skin crawl, and I don't like it here, Soph. I don't feel like I know it anymore.
I get the same feeling. I'm going to roll another dice. Okay. I've rolled a 1 again. Do we?
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we're not. I guess that we're not. I guess we're not going to get anywhere just dwelling on it though. Like, I feel like if we just keep thinking about, oh God, I wish I was somewhere else, like, that's not actually gonna. That's not gonna solve anything really. I think, we need to think about, the future and about better things.
Yeah.
At this point, I stand up as well, and I gently try and take the bottle away from you.
Okay. I grip it reflexively for a second before kind of like realizing what I'm doing and letting go of it and letting you take it and put it back in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. So what?
I can make us some like little microwave mug cakes. That sound good?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay. I head into the kitchen, but I'm not quite sure when anything is because it's not my house. So I'm just kind of like opening all the cupboards and going, no, that's vegetables, that's cutlery, that's cleaning fluids. Shit.
Before I realized that I should probably go and help you, I just kind of sit heavily down in the chair that I was sat in, and down the rest of my glass of wine, and I spend a second just looking at my hands, and as I look at them, the skin sort of warps maybe, or it just shifts for a moment under my eyes, and I hold them up to the light to make sure that I wasn't just seeing it wrong. And no, like, the skin on my hands is changing, almost like it's pulling back to reveal something. And I shake my head violently, shake my hands, and just as soon as it appeared, it was gone. And I walk into the kitchen.
All I can find is plates, and why do you keep tea towels in the plates drawer? That doesn't make any sense. Are you okay?
Because that's the tea towels in the plates drawer. I shrug off any sort of like weird vibe that I may have been having, because I know how to interact with you like this. Like, I know how to have like jokey little arguments, and like, it's the tea towels and plates drawer. I don't know what to tell you. Why don't you keep your tea towels in the tea towels and plates drawer? That's what it's called.
Well, just you should just have a separate drawer for the tea towels are like a cleaning thing, so they should just go with the other cleaning stuff. That doesn't make.
But the tea towels are clean and the plates are clean.
Where's your cocoa powder?
It's in the cupboard above the microwave.
Okay, that tracks. And I go and get it, and I gradually find the flour and sugar, and I get some. I go to the fridge and I open it and get some eggs out, and a bit of milk as well. And I put all the ingredients on the countertop.
How should I help? Can I help? Should I help? Am I going to burn it?
I am going to roll. Do I roll on the next dice? Or do you
no, I roll the next dice.
Yeah, sorry, that's your call then. Sorry.
No, okay, so I'm watching you do this, and then I think maybe we lapse into comfortable silence while you get everything out of the cupboards. Oh, I rolled another one. Oh, dice jail.
Get going, man.
Okay, so I think that I am sort of like hesitantly relaxing into this kind of like weird situation we find ourselves in, because I feel like we both know there are things we're not saying, and we're continuing to just ignore that. I think I've got an orange. I might put some orange in mine.
Oh yes, that's
make
a good
it zesty.
idea. Yes, zest it. Don't put the juice in, because the juice will make the milk curdle.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I got you. I go to the tea towels and plates drawer, which also has a microplane in it. And I get it out and start zesting orange onto like a little dish or something. My hands are shaking while I do this. Fuck.
Yeah, I can do it. Don't worry if it's stressing you out.
No, I grated my hand a tiny little bit, but I think most of the orange zest doesn't have skin in it, so maybe just
okay,
shuffle off the orange zest that doesn't have blood on it.
This is gross.
Look, man.
I take I try and kind of scooch as much of the blood of the bit with blood on it off, and I try and sprinkle it evenly. And as I'm doing it, like my eyes kind of get a sort of far off expression, like a sort of far away look as I'm doing it. Like I'm not really concentrating on. I'm just sort of focusing the action and getting lost in myself a little bit.
Hey, are you all right?
What?
Nothing. You just seem distracted. Penny for your thoughts.
Oh, I was just thinking about work.
Oh, right. Okay.
Just, I'm supposed to cover for maths tomorrow, and I can't even do half the maths that Hugh teaches. It doesn't, like, it's primary school children, and I can't do it, and like I'm just struggling, just trying to like go through some of the equations in my head.
Well, we can have the mug cakes, and then I can help you with the fractions or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
It's been a while, but I reckon a maths degree is helpful there, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, sure, it'll be fine. I think I had to do a fraction once, in semester 1.
We did on my module. On my course we did like one module on geometric art, and I couldn't even manage that. Like that's literally just shapes, just drawing shapes, and I couldn't manage that.
Did you have to know the names of the shapes?
Yeah, I know the names of the shapes. Like most.
Okay. Well, no, but like some shapes have got wild names. Some shapes have got crazy names, like dodecahedron. What the fuck's up with that?
Oh yeah, that's yeah. I can remember most of the names of the shapes, but like we had to do crazy shit. Like I've never been good at like the like golden ratio stuff, and like perspectives fuck me up as well. Like thank God I didn't go into architecture like my dad. Like.
Well, There's too many architects anyway. We don't need another one.
Yeah, yeah. And I put the mugs in the microwave and switch it on. And I get that, I again get that kind of far away look in my eyes as well.
This time I don't question it. I just kind of like watch you with my head tilted. Like if I look at you hard enough, I can figure out what you're thinking. But I can't. I'm just hoping that I will know what you want to say to me without you actually having to say it.
I don't say anything.
I open the cupboard under the sink to find like a plaster to put over my slightly grated hand. While I'm crouched down.
I should have done that. Sorry. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You were busy making us cake. That's far more important. Tis but a flesh wound. And I wave my plastered hand in the air. Maybe we should watch that tonight. Just like, you know, a bit
Monty
of distraction.
Python? Monty
Yeah.
Python? Yeah, it's a good film. I've only seen bits of it, but like they had an absolutely horrible time filming it.
Really?
Yeah, because like the two guys who directed it, I can't remember, it was Terry Jones and Terry Gilliam, and they'd literally never directed a film before, and they were both like 25 at the time, had no idea what they were doing, and then suddenly got given a budget to do a massive film.
That makes so much sense.
And it was like constantly raining and terrible. Graham Chapman was probably getting drunk and like sleeping with as many men as he possibly could and turning up late to filming. Because he did that in Life of Brian. He was like the main character.
I mean, he was the main character in all of them but like, yeah, he was such a legend. They don't make them like him anymore, I guess.
Microwave dings. I take out the little mugs and give them a look over. I get the fork and I like piss them to make sure they'll cook through. Yep, looks good to me.
Hell yeah. I take one of the mugs. I initially try to hold it not by the handle. Fuck, no, bad plan. And then I grab it by the handle.
I'm gonna roll the dice. Okay, let me get the rules up. I rolled another one. Should I just roll again?
Yeah.
I can't believe this.
Why do we have dice in dice jail all of a sudden?
Okay. So I rolled a 6, which is you make a soundless gesture of love, fear, frustration, confusion, or coldness, whether they notice it or not, and whether they reply to it or not. So I guess what I do is I just give you a big hug, like just suddenly.
You can hear me like exhale a bit in surprise, and then I like fumble around for someone to put the mug down, and I hug you back, and I usually hug you pretty tight, but this time I'm holding you almost like I'm afraid of breaking you. My hands are like sort of softly around you, like you can almost barely notice that you're there, and I lean my chin on your shoulder for a moment. Thanks.
I'm hugging you really tightly, and I'm sort of confusion crosses my face because I don't understand why you're not hugging me as tightly as you normally do.
I think you can almost feel me shaking.
Sorry, I just feel really scared right now.
Yeah, yeah, so do I. I'm sorry. I break away from the hug. I'm sorry. I just don't want to
What? You're being so weird tonight. I don't understand.
Yeah, I know. I've rolled a 1 again. Okay. Okay, so I rolled a 6. I like growl at myself. I'm like deeply frustrated with myself. So I just let out like a and hold my head in my hands. I'm sorry, that wasn't at you. I'm sorry. Oh fuck.
What's going on, man?
It's just
I tried to hug you just then, and you were. It was like I was a piece of garbage meat that you didn't want to touch. Like that was
garbage. I don't think you're garbage meat. I promise.
Sorry,
I just feel so torn right now, and
torn what torn between what, work and home, or
no, between here and elsewhere, between me and us, I guess. I look up at you because I've decided that you're taller than me. And you can see that I'm confused, and my eyes are kind of red and like maybe like slightly teary. But you can tell, I think, that I'm sincere. There is nothing more I want than to forget this place and run away with you somewhere, but
okay.
I don't know if I can, and I just
you got to be okay, Lee. You got to be straight with me. Have you been out recently? Have you caught the thing?
Yeah, there was a night we were at yours, and I always
Oh shit, that long ago?
yeah, I always sometimes, well, not, yeah, when you fall asleep before me, I I find it hard to go to sleep because I just lie there and look at you because I think you're perfect, and I rarely get to see you that relaxed because you carry the weight of the world on your shoulders all the time. So you were lying there and I was looking at you, and it was dark, and then suddenly, you know, the broken blind on your window?
Yeah.
Yeah, this light shone through it all of a sudden, and I got up to go look, and the moon was so beautiful, and I had to go and look at it. I had to. I didn't have a choice.
Okay.
And I left, and that's all I remember. And then I remember waking up in bed next to you.
You don't remember what happened next? Oh man. Okay. And leaving my mug of cake on the side counter, I go and I sit down on the sofa pretty heavily, just trying to just deep breaths.
I follow you, and I hover awkwardly because I don't know if you want me near you right now. So I just I think there's maybe like the sofa here, and then there's an armchair, and I sort of perch on the arm of the armchair with my hands folded in my lap, and my legs bouncing nervously, and I'm looking between you and the floor. Did you roll last?
No, I rolled last actually, so I have to roll. Okay, I will roll next.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, you don't have to. I just wanted to check.
I rolled another one. Fuck ones right now. We're
Fuck
not doing.
ones.
We've done enough ones. I'm sorry.
Literally, we've had enough ones for 3 goes of this game.
Okay, cool. I rolled a 5. You reach for a memory of love and safety between you two, a memory of fracture that brought you two apart, or a memory that neither of you could make any sense of, and try to talk through the feelings of unearthing it now. Is that where you got that? Do you think it's where that scar on your back is from?
Shit.
Because we always assumed it was. We always assumed it was from when you put up that shelf, but like it.
That just left a bruise. It never broke the skin.
Yeah.
I think about the scar, and as I think about it, I can feel it like hot and pulsing under my skin. Like it feels like it's moving. Fuck, shit.
What's wrong? What's wrong? Can I do anything?
I can feel it. Can you just? I like lift up the back of my shirt and turn my back to you. Is it doing any? What is happening?
I look at the scar and I see that it has kind of like what is it like? Not veins, but like there are like sort of tangenting lines coming off of it and kind of streak. Like
yeah, I know. Like blood vessels.
Yeah, like capillaries kind of thing. Yeah. Oh shit. I grab a mirror, like a mirror from off the wall, and I like hold it so that you can see it better.
Oh Jesus! Oh, and I put my shirt back down.
What does this mean? What does this mean, Leo?
I don't know, Sophie. I'm not an expert in this.
I'm just holding the mirror. I'm holding the mirror kind of like a shield. Not really sure what to do with it now.
I have my back turned to you and the mirror still because I just can't. Like, I can't face looking at you. Okay. The ambulance has said that they weren't taking any more cases of this because of the risk it poses.
Shit.
So, and if you, you should still be fine. So if you want to leave, you can leave, and I won't, you know.
I put the mirror back on. I put the mirror back on the wall. One of the kids at work the other day, this is what I was thinking about, was I think his dad works for local government, and he was saying some kind of, I can't remember exactly what he said, but I think the new policy to deal with this might be kind of draconian.
I turn around to face you, and I'm like shaking and pale. When you say that, what do you mean?
I think they might. I don't know. I think the kid mentioned his dad said something about facilities, like not. I don't know. It's hearsay, and it's from a kid. Like he doesn't know, but if they haven't got enough hospital space, maybe they're going to take you away and sort of like, I can't let that happen. Like,
if If you have to leave me, that's okay, but I don't want to leave you.
I don't want to leave you.
I like fall to my knees at this point, I think, because the scar is still kind of like pulsing and I can feel it moving in my back, but it's less painful now. And the adrenaline that hit when I felt the sort of original pain of it is now subsiding. And yeah, I fall to my knees on the carpet and
That's what the building site's for. That's what the building site's for.
Jesus. I can't let them take me.
They were going to turn that place into like a multiplex cinema, but
not anymore.
No, not anymore. That's what it's for.
Okay. We just need to stop it from getting worse.
Okay.
I guess. I don't.
What do we? Ibuprofen? Would ibuprofen help?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. I'm like.
I go back into the kitchen and I still don't know where anything is, so I open the same doors that I opened earlier. Like, shit, carrots in this
under
one.
The sink.
Under the sink. Got it. I opened the wrong door under the sink, and then the right one.
Okay.
And I grab some and I draw I draw a glass of water from the sink and I bring them back into the room and I put them on the table and I go and I sit back where I was on the sofa, still a little way away from you.
Yeah, I reach for the glass and when I drink from it, you can hear my teeth kind of like chattering against it. Because I'm still sort of shaking and I only seem to be kind of like building in intensity. I drink the whole thing in essentially like one go. Oh my god, another one? Dice jail. Okay. So I've rolled a 2. So you discuss the town, its stagnation, its cruelty, its indifference, how you do not belong here, about whether you should flee or whether it must be reshaped in a better image. I blame this place. And I go and I sit back where I was on the end of the armchair.
Well, I mean, look at who they voted for, honestly, in this town, honestly.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, on the one hand, I guess they couldn't have expected for something like this to happen, but on the other, I mean, they didn't exactly choose the person who'd be best equipped to deal with something like this, did they?
Yeah. If we can't fit them in the hospital, they go in the facility. That's what the kid said.
What, and he's the kid of that guy?
I think so. I've met his dad once or twice at parents' evenings, and I'm pretty sure he worked for local government.
You know, every problem they treat it the same. They ignore it and they ignore it and they ignore it, and then when they can't do anything about it because it's gotten too big, they just use brute force until it goes away.
I've seen people get shouted at in the streets. You know, no evidence they've got it.
Yeah, it's always been that way. Because you moved here, right?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously you moved here for uni, but you've met my mum, you know that we've always lived here, the whole family, for years, and I am pulling a blanket around me as we speak because I'm like really cold. Yeah, it was the same with everything. It was the same when I came out. It was the same. It's just the same reaction played over and over again in response to slightly different things. And it never changes. In the 20 odd years I've lived here, it never changes. And this isn't any different.
I move closer to you and I sit on the arm of the armchair that you're sitting in. And I put my arm around you.
I lean against your side and I like physically and visibly relax.
I think there's a silence. And I roll a dice. I get another 2. So we discuss the town, its stagnation, its cruelty, its indifference, how you do not belong here, about whether you should flee or whether it must be reshaped in a better image. I mean, I wonder how many other people that this is happening to. We can't be the only ones.
Surely not, but if there's no way of talking to them without exposing them.
No one talks about it.
Yeah.
Maybe we could start a support group or something, like a Facebook group or a WhatsApp or something.
I don't think we can stay here. I look up at you and I'm teary-eyed once again, and my eyes are wide and afraid. If we stay, you know what they will do. And I don't know if it's because I've lived here for too long and I've become accustomed to being selfish, but
if you're serious about leaving, we're going to have to walk. Neither of us can drive.
Yeah, we're both too gay.
And I do laugh because of the tension of it all.
Yeah, it was my aim. Because I've rarely, I don't think I've ever seen you this tense, and I'm just like trying to do anything to break the stress, even for a second.
I start looking around the room, like, you can see me mentally calculating what we can take with us and what we should leave, and maybe what we should send to the food bank and what we can't send to the food bank and what we can't take with us. And I'm sort of trying to like look around, sort of toss it up in my head.
Do you seem like, is this like a mental process that you're used to, I guess, or is this like stressing you out?
It's stressing me out.
Okay. Hey. Just breathe for a minute. The more that I focus on you, the less shaky I become. And sort of the more that I like turn my attention to helping you, the pain and the throbbing from the scar becomes less and less, and it's still there, but it's far less noticeable than it was. Hey, it's one step at a time. It's okay. I know that we can do this.
Get you a
because
cake.
Honey.
Sorry, you go on with what you were saying. Sorry.
No, I can have the cake another time. It's all right. There will be microwaves, flour, and eggs wherever we end up going. And I'll actually learn how to make the cake instead of trying once and burning it and giving up and never doing it again. Whatever we decide to do, we have to be sure of it, and we have to make a decision quickly. And whatever we do, we cannot leave when the moon is full.
Okay. And I look out the window. I look out the window and I realize how close it is to full moon.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Okay. We can go back to Leicester. My parents will help us out.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's a plan. That's the first step of the plan.
Okay.
So how do we get there?
Well, I think public transport is still in operation. I think we have to like, it's got to be like we have to be on time, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should take our ID, all of our important documents, everything else. Send a message to the school tomorrow and tell them to take whatever they need from the cupboards, from the house. They'll need it, right?
Oh shit, what do I tell work? What do I tell work?
Just
They're understaffed as it is. I'm going with you. I just
No, I know.
Yeah.
Personal reasons.
Yeah. Okay. Personal. Yeah. That they want
Yeah,
to ask.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's a lot of personal reasons right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be. They won't. I don't think they'll suspect anything, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
I can zoom in if they need me. I can do a Zoom. I can do a Zoom class. I can.
Yeah, exactly. The future is now. We've got so much technology. What if they? Is there a test? Can they check? I've been afraid of looking it up in case like it puts my name on a list or something. Will they know?
I don't know. I think the symptoms vary from person to person. Like with some people, like you don't notice it at all, and like with other people, it's like it's really, really bad, and it's like noticeable. It's all at people's faces and stuff, and I think time's gonna tell. Honestly, I think yeah. I don't have answers, I'm afraid.
No, that's okay. That's okay. We'll just have to risk it, I guess.
Okay.
But I mean, if we do this, we have to know that we're all in. We like this. You know that I love you, right?
Yeah, I love you too.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. Okay, that's a 6. So I hug you properly this time, and maybe still not as tight as I usually do.
Mm-hmm.
But I hold you, and I like, I guess, sit up slightly so I can like press my head to your chest and hear your heartbeat while I'm holding you.
And I hold you tightly as well. Like I'm never gonna let you go. And I stroke your hair. And there's a silence.
That feels like a conclusion.
Yeah, I'm happy
Yeah?
with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do we want to stop recording, or do you want to debrief and then stop recording? What do you want to do?
Debrief and then stop recording?
Yeah, sure. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, me too. That was really
cool.
good.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I wonder if the experience translates to film, but the process of doing that was really, really good fun.
Yeah.
And
No, completely.
now it's made me really like hopeful for the possibilities of like more long formy stuff like this.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like, I have not flexed the like dramatic long form muscle in a while.
Same.
And it was so right. Like, oh man. Oh, I missed that so much, and it was
Same,
so much
mate.
fun. And it was really interesting, like crafting that story. And I think like, so did you? How much of an idea of like what the terrible thing was did you come into it with?
Well, because it started out and I was like, is it COVID-19? And I was like, I don't really want to make it COVID-19. Like, because also that's not what the fiction of the story asks for as well. Like, it's because
Yeah,
because the story basically asks for something that's fantastical.
yeah,
But obviously, we were both drawing on aspects of COVID-19 to feed into
because
the
that's
story, but we weren't.
yeah,
It wasn't. But it wasn't like, and it wasn't. It wasn't. It also wasn't entirely an analogy for COVID as well. Like there was more kind of stuff
mm,
about like marginalized communities, queer communities came into it as well. We established that both of
yeah,
us were both of us were queer characters. Um, so that was, I really loved the way that developed.
yeah,
Yeah, that was
yeah, me
awesome.
too. Because I didn't really know. I knew that I was probably like there was some kind of like transformation happening.
Mm.
Um, but I kind of just like waited to see what like I almost wanted to establish kind of like the universe that we were in first before thinking about what in that universe would be like a terrible, fantastical thing. Um, that was just really good. Like
Yeah,
I like the way that the dice rolling directed it.
I
Um,
liked it. I just
apart
thought
from rolling ones a million
yeah,
times.
I was slightly worried it would happen as well, but like um yeah, but all the prompts that they get, that all the prompts that you're given are really good. I just think
Yeah,
I would like a bit more control over when I use those prompts. But
yeah,
also I
definitely.
like the randomness of it, like because it was quite effective rolling lots of ones at the beginning, like because we were both avoiding talking about separate things. So yeah, like so that was interesting. I wonder if you could maybe put them in a hat and then draw them out one by one.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like
that's good to avoid like a repeat.
yeah, and then once
Yeah,
you pulled all of them out, then you do the final transformation sequence at the end.
yeah,
But yeah, that was nice because like I did not go into it with any kind of character at all, or only the
yeah, me
fact that
neither.
I'm suspicious, I'm paranoid, I've seen bad things happening in the town. Like I could have lent more into that and I didn't quite do it. um
No, I think like I think you like you played it well, and I think that you had like a good mixture of like I'm suspicious and there's a lot of things going on, but like the thing that is most concerning to me at the moment is my partner who's right in front of me. So I think that like yeah, I think you were effective at conveying that.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I loved doing the scene painting throughout the scene as well. Like that really added to the dramatic sense of it.
Mm. And I
Like
think this is almost more effective when it's done like this rather than actually like physically potentially, because it means that you have control over like this is what this looks like and this is what.
I think also doing it over video, it's a bit less intense. I feel like if we were doing this
Yeah,
face to face, it could like I feel like I would be more hesitant and a bit more awkward. Like
yeah, definitely.
not because you know you're a great friend of mine, but
But
the whole scenario
yeah,
is quite emotionally charged, and
yeah,
having this little bit of distance is really nice for kind of creating a story out of that and not getting too wrapped up in the kind of anxiety of the situation that you're given to play out.
yeah, definitely. I feel like I was like more able to make like confident decisions about what I was doing
Same.
than if we were doing this face to face, because that yeah, that it's a different vibe.
Hmm. Yeah, because I want to ask you about like because I know that you know Brandon obviously and like you talk to him about
Mm.
it, but I want that I'm not going to put that on the recording.
Yeah, do you want it? We can
Finish the recording.
yes,
Okay,
finito.
I am ending the recording now.